Yes, it's 45. It's on now.
All right.
This is Girls Night Out, the podcast.
Welcome to Girls Night Out, episode 45. To Gavin Stevens' left is
You just cut me out.
is
Manola Santanos, and to my left is
May Scaloni, and to my left,
Directly across. We did this
directly across, but I'm on kind of an angle, so
Izzy Camiso, and to my left is
Gavin Stevens, you cut me out.
no, I just postponed to you.
You knew that I would, at some point.
There's no
check
way
me.
to do it other than that.
You guys got to change my seating. That's the thing.
he's genius. That's all it is.
Thank you.
He's a genius, and you're a fuck. If you just learn to go with the flow with everybody, we wouldn't have to
Conform,
Would I
Gavin.
Conform.
Would
That's
I be a
genius.
too, if I conform?
Yeah.
If you conformed, you need to be another brick in the wall.
I have that album in my car, actually.
Oh, really?
It's unopened. I've never heard it, but
You've never listened to
I've heard songs.
Have
I've
you
just
seen the
not
movie?
the album. No, I didn't even know there was a movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty depressing.
That's really depressing.
What's it about?
It's about conformity and a guy that becomes a dictator. And
It's amazing. It's like considering what year did that movie come out?
I would say the 80s.
It was early 80s or late 70s?
I'd say early 80s. Yeah, right around there.
And did Pink Floyd write it?
Yeah.
They made I think that they basically did the album first, obviously, and
Yeah.
then
the concept.
In
they did
The
concept
70s,
movie.
yeah, the 70s were very popular for that kind of thing. Like Tommy, The Who,
yeah.
they had Tommy. There was a lot of concept
Oh,
rock
cool.
operas.
I've seen the video of the concert with the whole
Yeah.
the digital wall behind it with have you seen footage of that?
That's the Berlin Wall, wasn't it?
No, they have in their concert. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know much about this, but they have this huge image of a brick wall, and then it's electronic, but it makes it look like the bricks are falling down and flying out of the
I think that
bottom.
was they did it on top of the Berlin Wall, and I think that was.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, I don't know. I could be wrong. I remember seeing that when the Berlin Wall came down. They did the concert there.
Bob Geldof was the main actor in the movie The Wall too. And
Bob, I don't know.
Bob Geldof. You heard of Live Aid, right?
Yeah.
The original Live Aid. He's the one that put that together. He was also in the Boomtown Rats. And you ever heard that song, I Don't Like Mondays?
Yes.
That's Bob Geldof.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That song.
And he's been knighted. And he's been knighted. And I'm 99% sure about this. His wife left him to start dating the lead singer of INXS, Michael
Wow.
Hutchins. She had two children, I think, with him,
Yeah.
and then he died by choking himself while he was masturbating.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Whatever, I'm not a doctor. And then a little time after that, she ends up dying. Either she killed herself. I don't know how. I can't be sure how she died. And then apparently he adopted or took custody of those two children.
Wow.
Jesus.
Bob Geldof.
The True Hollywood Story by Manola.
That's insane.
Wow, that is amazing.
There's a comic book about I guess it's the world gets attacked or Britain gets attacked, and the only people left are the people that were knighted. So all those celebrities and stuff have to fight because they're knights.
Yeah. I mean, was this?
It's a comic book. I never read it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
That's
that.
brilliant.
It's a great.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. It'd be
Is
awesome.
that how that works?
I don't think so, but I guess you're being knighted. You're.
Yeah, it's more symbolic now.
Yeah.
But back then, when you were knighted, you were.
You're
Then
Slave
it'd be
to
such a
go
crappy
to war.
thing to be knighted. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be knighted.
Yeah.
Who'd want to succeed at anything?
I'm pretty sure a lot of cowards weren't getting knighted.
I mean, Paul McCartney was knighted, wasn't he too?
Yeah, and I don't.
Sir Paul McCartney. Anyone with Sir something, which I don't know.
What if you just name your kid Sir?
Sir.
And then they end up getting knighted.
Sir?
Sir.
At that
Sir,
point,
sir.
at that point, should you be allowed to wear a cape?
Yes, you absolutely should.
You should.
Right?
Yeah.
With the what?
Yeah.
With the S How do you spell Sir? S-I-R?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
On the cape.
A cape with like a big rope
I'm sure
keeping
Sir
it attached.
Like the two big brooches.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sir Elton John is wearing a cape.
He's worn a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Have any comedians been knighted?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm gonna be the first.
Sir Manolis Santana.
Performing for the comedian.
Just so everybody be like, you fucking kidding me? Fucking Manolis is knighted?
Manolis got knighted. Manolis got knighted.
And then they asked him to go to war.
Bullshit.
Tells everyone not to be in
Kitchener
there.
next week.
He walks on stage in a gauntlet and just
Yeah. He's like,
puts his sword down. His mic stand is a sword.
what do you want me to say about Manolis? I don't know. It was knighted. Nothing. You know, the usual. I was knighted. Just for laughs.
I want to
Should
get.
be out on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to get so rich that I actually can like pay off the Canadian deficit.
That's what you would do?
That if I had all the money in the world enough, where I could not do it and like be rough with nothing. But
Yeah.
if I could do it and it wouldn't even put a dent into me.
Yeah.
I'd pay off the deficit just so people would be like, "Did you hear what Manolis did?"
paid off the deficit.
It's like, what? You paid off the deficit? What? The whole thing?
He just lowered the tab.
We're at zero, dude.
I don't think you can do that. Though. I don't think.
Why not? That's my
Because it's
question.
bad for credit.
Is it?
You always have to have some sort of debt.
So if I had no debt, I mean that I'm in a bad place.
Yeah, apparently.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're not in a bad place, but in terms of your credit score, it would be in a bad place.
No. So I'd be more rich if I owed 60,000.
I'm not saying 60,000, but to have some sort of debt on you.
That
No,
you're slowly chipping away at.
Yeah. I know. So not that you're over.
Okay,
just
I'll
that-
pay off the deficit and then give him an extra like
Why don't you just
million.
take off the deficit like little bits at a time, like make that part of your monthly expenses?
I got shit to do, man. I'm a knight.
He doesn't have monthly expenses.
I'm saving the world. I don't got time to fucking figure out payment plans.
Why are you saving the world all of a sudden?
I'm a
He's a
fucking knight, man.
No, you don't have to save
He's
the
going
world.
around riding on a pony with the
What would you do if you were a
Pony.
knight? Fucking watch fucking Mad About You? Whatever.
Yeah, I watch Mad About You. I'm a knight. Mad About You's.
Mad
Let's
About
make this
You.
quick. Mad
You ever-
About You's on. You
ever try to watch-
somewhere around the world?
Have you ever tried to watch Mad About You?
It's terrible.
It's the worst show ever.
I don't know what Mad About You
That's
is.
Paul Reiser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's a fucking
It's
duel.
a romantic show.
Is it it's a TV show?
It was from like
a
the 90s,
sitcom that's
yeah.
romantic.
Think of like Seinfeld and like take all the funny out of it.
It's Seinfeld was groundbreaking when that came out. So like it was like, but it's shit.
There was like not a lot of other like it was great if you were like in a relationship and you didn't love her anymore. Like if you didn't love your wife anymore or your
It's like if you had no sense of humor, it'd be a good sitcom. You know those sitcoms where it's like
it's like that was like the corner gas of like America.
It's I would say we're gonna keep doing this, but it's like the Ziggy cartoon of television. Like it's just something you pin up on your wall. This is hilarious at the office.
Yeah, and everyone's like, I don't get it. You're not supposed to. That's the trick.
It's clever. It's one of the,
Was it possibly ahead of its time or
No,
abstract
no,
or
no.
no? It was
No.
just
No, you're
terrible.
abstract.
I don't
It's
know.
Very basic, very simple.
It was like a sitcom, not really based on like the "Take My Wife, Please," but it was always like the "Oh, my wife, oh, I did something,
It's-
what did I do?"
It's all those comedians you see doing relationship humor in a show.
Like something like I like something like something about Raymond or everyone loves Raymond.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But think of like it was kind of like maybe a little bit of that concept, but
No funny.
no funny, just no jokes.
Yeah.
Well, like they were trying to be funny. He was like Woody Allen a bit too, wasn't he? Kind of like the lead guy. What's his
kind
name?
of like Seinfeld.
He's kind of like
Yeah.
yeah.
Amy's Jewish.
What? Is that how Jews? do it?
Yeah, that's all right.
He's
So,
whining,
wait.
"Hey, but it is that kind of.
Wait, so Woody Allen is all Jewish people?
No, but there's that kind of style.
That is how Manolis classifies ethnicity and religion.
Nah.
You're Woody Allen? Oh no, he's a Russell Peters.
It's based on what comedian you are.
Yeah.
Would that be funny if you meet a Jewish person and you're like, oh, do you like Woody Allen?
You must.
You must. You're Jewish, right?
Woody Allen fan. You're a big. You must. No, there was a few of those shows. There was one with where she worked at a newspaper, and there was another.
Felicity or Felicity?
No, this was a sitcom with Brooke Shields. It was terrible, and then there was this other one with she was like a cartoon.
Oh, I remember that one.
It was like these are just terrible. It was
Really?
based on Kathy cartoons.
I always figure that they're just favors. Someone like it's like, sorry man, I burned your house. Okay, you can have this sitcom.
Burnt your house. Right, you get a sitcom. No, I think it's filler. I think it's just filler. I think those are shows that you need to have.
Well, Paul Reiser, he's a stand-up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Was he a good stand-up comedian?
I don't know.
So it wasn't even like he
I
excelled
don't
in
know.
stand-up. And they
I
gave
don't
it to him.
know. I don't know his stuff. I've never
I think
watched
he was
it.
good for mediocrity.
Okay.
He's probably one of the best mediocre comics.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was good in the sense like he's not. It's not he wasn't gonna offend anybody, but he was clean. But I mean, you can be clean and I mean, Bill Cosby, as clean as you could say he is, he was funny,
I can here's
like, especially in the old days.
Have you heard his new album?
No,
It's
pretty good.
it's really funny.
It's pretty good.
Bill Cosby's.
Yeah.
he is Bill Cosby's.
I've always loved Bill Cosby.
What's his new one called? Still
Far from
far
finished.
from finished, right?
I think someone like found Seinfeld, and there was like Seinfeld was a big deal at the time, and then someone else was like, I need a Seinfeld too.
Yeah.
Paul Reiser. That's what happened.
It just didn't work out at all.
Oh no.
It was another one of those.
And then he had a sitcom recently, which was like Larry David's show.
It's like watching. It's like if someone made me watch Mad About You. It's like I'm like, do you hate me? Like that's what
I can't believe we spent a lot of time on Mad About You this episode.
I'm mad about it.
He used to come out with books like Adulthood and and parenting, like just shitty.
Humor books?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horse like I like to think I'm funny, and I live below the poverty line, and this guy I would say a guy like this, like the success he has, I'm like this, like the horseshoe, like it's incredible.
Oh, he lives in the States too, though.
Yeah,
Like, he
it
lives in
always
New
helps
York.
to live
Yeah.
in the States,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's incredible. It's like I'd rather battle cancer than watch Mad About You.
What if you were battling cancer in the hospital and your insurance only gets that channel?
Then I would say it's time to die.
Put you in the
I'd
hospice.
pull the plug on the TV and then myself.
Why are you
But if you
on
could-
a respirator?
If you could pull the plug of the TV, that kind of just solves your problem.
No, it's one of those like 3
It's
bar
about
things.
Oh,
It's on a power bar. You
It's
pull
all
your-
together.
you
It's
pull
all
the TV,
together.
The plug.
It's connected into. And if
I have to pull it out to fucking.
And if you
The
go
cables
faster,
were the cables were spliced.
yeah, they just in case someone
Yeah.
wants to pull it out. Yeah,
As I'm dying, I'm knighted. God damn it! I deserve better than this. I don't know why Manolis does what he does.
Someone that hates the show, it's the theme song.
Me and my friends, like years ago, we used to make fun of how shitty it was. Like when it was like,
When it was popular.
yeah.
Is that the theme song?
I don't know. I can't.
But there's going to be
remember
more
Something
shitty
like that.
sitcoms than there are going to be good sitcoms. That's just.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this the other last weekend or
Yeah.
last week. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the ABC and the NBC shows now,
Oh,
are
fuck,
they're
ABC
horrible. They're horrible.
sucks.
Like Two Broke Girls, I really don't like that show.
But it's popular.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Jordan
tits are
couldn't get,
popular.
like, oh my god!
But
the
even, like,
jokes
She's
are
got
so
great
bad.
rack, dude.
But the jokes.
Yeah,
are
but I can't sit that long. Like, I'd rather watch porn.
Yeah, I'd rather watch porn too, but she's got nice
I
tits.
agree,
man.
but I can't watch that week after week.
No,
But she's also got kind of a
What?
annoying voice. Yeah.
I think she's like
She's another Woody Allen. So.
Woody Allen with nice tits.
Titsy Allen. I just came up with that. They,
Give me a Woody Allen. Am I right? All right.
yeah, ABC has the worst shows. Have you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I
No.
stuck with that as long as I could. It's a Marvel. It's based on like Avengers and stuff. It's from that universe. It's just so fucking bad.
What's it called?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They
No,
like,
I don't know if I
They
know.
they like police. They're like the FBI of superheroes. So you figure there'd be superheroes in the fucking show. They don't put any. They mention Iron Man and stuff, but they don't. And it's done for like all ages, so it's like, ugh, she was fucking terrible.
But the girl, we'll say this: I've seen her in a bunch of different movies through the years. The big titted girl.
I don't know how you got from.
No, but we're talking about shitty. It's still a shitty TV show.
Yeah, sorry.
I just want to say I've seen her other things. I thought I think she can act. I think if you put her in the right things, like she's in. It's just she's got the show itself is just shitty dialogue.
Yeah,
There's no jokes in it.
No,
She's running shitty script in front of a live studio audience that looks awkward because no conversations stop like that. No conversations stop for like a punchline where everyone in the audience laughs for 3 seconds and then stops, and then the person comes up with a witty rebuttal. That's why they're.
Yeah, I hate watching really witty people. You know, like everyone's just very sarcastic and witty. I hate watching where everyone's just.
Everyone's on par because those conversations rarely happen.
Everyone's saying the right thing. Yeah, I hate it.
And if you were to have a conversation with a person like that, you go, man, that guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
He's always got something to say.
Funny things never happen. It's always just dialogue to get to the next thing. Like where Seinfeld, funny things happened.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a case of like great writing.
Yeah, like Kramer finding the set piece for the Tonight Show. Like that's hilarious. I don't know what Larry David had that mind where like he built a fort in an office. Kramer had a set piece for the Tonight Show, and then he had like a food processor in the shower. That's a child that thinks like that.
Yeah.
That's a child that thinks like that. A fruit. Yeah.
He had a carburetor in the bathtub.
Yeah, exactly. He's making a salad and shit, and then. Or then when he found the screen door and he became Anytown USA. You remember he screwed up the screen door on Kramer.
Yeah.
He found a screen door in the dumpster and he put the screen door on the front of his apartment. And he became Anytown USA.
Oh yeah. That was great. That was a great episode.
Mailbox, Anytown USA. And then kids started throwing fruit at his
fruit or eggs.
Eggs, that's right. It's like that's genius.
Yeah, they put a screen door. It's in a hallway.
It's in a hallway. Anytown USA.
And Kramer's acting all like just a good old boy, American good old boy, just trying to get things done.
Yeah. Anytown USA.
He never had a job, right?
He was on strike.
No.
Yeah, he was on strike at one point. He went back to work and then went back on strike in one episode.
Well, he got that job once when he showed up to use the washroom. And he had crackers. All he went to work was with crackers in his briefcase. He just had to
We have to fire you. We don't know what you do. It's like, well, I don't even work here because we know that's why. We know that's why this is so hard. They had to fire someone that they knew.
He had another job too. He worked on a set for Woody Allen.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That was another job.
He was also Bette Midler's handler.
Yeah.
That show's fucking genius.
Yeah, I like that show.
That show is brilliant.
That's the only show that I can watch with a laugh track.
Yeah. And I can rewatch them.
Yeah.
And I don't have to watch them in order. I can just
You can just jump in at any time because they don't really string together like that.
you
The
know?
characters are just developed.
Yeah. Well, it's just
So,
like they're all idiots. Like the biggest, like the worst of people.
Well, this is,
Yeah.
and I think also it's like Jerry Seinfeld's just a good enough actor to get by,
Yeah.
and then all the other guys were better. But that's an example of how writing kind of saved.
I disagree. I think Jerry got better as a season. If you watch,
I think
Jerry,
no,
it's
but
really
if
good.
but he obviously got better. But at the beginning, if you watched, I think the writing saved the show more than the acting.
When you watch the first season, nobody really knows their characters. But the first season is genius because it's not really amazingly funny. The episode they got lost in a parking garage, or like waiting for.
Well, it was really season 3, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
That started coming together.
It was after the contest. I don't know what season that is.
The fucking masturbation contest.
Yeah, that's when they started.
Was that's either season 3 or 4? I can't remember.
And then when they just started taking the characters to like the absurd end, like bringing in George Costanza's parents, and like doing when they just took them to the absurd end, where it's just there's like that's when it became amazing. George Costanza was my favorite character.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He was amazing. I
But
love
it was based off Larry David.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cut you off.
No, well, what I was going to say is I love how in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry, have you seen the scene where he's he's talking to what's his name, Jason Alexander about it, and Jason, I hate that I played that character, just the idiot, just this word, and he's just sitting there going, he wasn't that much of an idiot. I mean, he was more of a, because it was him.
Yeah.
I listened to Howard Stern when I was. Do you guys know Howard Stern used to be on Q107?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I think it was that period.
yeah.
And I was listening to it. I had a girlfriend at the time. And I hadn't even done stand up yet. And they were talking. They were just shooting the shit after the weekend. It's like, oh, he's talking to one of the guys. Like, well, how was your weekend? He goes, oh, I ran into Larry David. I didn't know who Larry David was at that time. He goes, it's like, oh, I saw Larry David. It's like, how is he? He's like, he's fucking miserable. He's miserable. He's writing for the #1 show in America. And he says Seinfeld, and he's a miserable cunt. And that's I think why it stuck in my head. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy Larry David writes Seinfeld. But that was something that was talked about way before.
Yeah.
Right before
That
Curb
we
and
knew.
everything.
Yeah, like that's how he's become known as this person.
Do you think the genius of Seinfeld came more from him than Seinfeld?
No, I think the conversation came from Seinfeld. Like, I was writing a script today, and I found myself falling into the whole analyzing a certain thing, where I have two characters talking about, like something like The Contest. That's a Seinfeld thing.
Yeah.
But it's also, it seems like a Seinfeld, a Larry David conversation. The office with the desk under the chair, that's a Larry David thing.
Oh, okay, so you're like actually picking apart the different, that you can see the different.
That's what I think.
I think the genius is Jerry Seinfeld being smart enough to know that Larry David was the guy to
Yeah.
pick for
No
as a
ego.
writer. Yeah, no ego.
Fucking
No ego.
No ego, man.
He didn't worry about not being the star. He's like, I know this guy's gonna make us.
That dude just wants to put together a good show.
I heard that Seinfeld picked Larry David not because he thought he was anything special, but just because he knew that he had written for TV before.
Really?
I don't know. But somebody told me that, so I don't know how valid
Well,
that
I don't
is.
know.
Either
Maybe-
way,
maybe
the fact that he kept working with him.
Brilliant. Like, they did a show about creating a show. Like, they did that episode
Yeah, that was good.
where they're creating a TV show.
It's just
About
like
so meta.
it's like it's so like mirrors.
They
Yeah.
told everyone
Yeah.
what the show was about in that episode, in that whole, because it was more than one episode.
Yeah.
It's a show about nothing.
It was a series plot, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's about nothing. It was like, yeah,
Not a series, sorry, a season plot.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was season. Was that 5?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't remember, but they were just, that whole season was them just
Yeah.
trying to write the show, and George Waits
Negotiations.
got- and then staring
And
at
someone walks in the room. Ah, Kramer! No, I can see you guys are writing. No, we're not writing.
I think that was a knock.
Was
Is that not? Go check.
Why is it so eerie?
It's like I feel like this is like we're in a haunted house. Like there's a
like
dog barking. The
Poltergeist.
background. The trees are hitting the window.
What do you?
Oh, it was a knock.
Yeah.
That was an eerie knock.
Yeah.
Was it locked?
Did you scratch at the door?
I didn't lock it.
Yeah,
though.
but there's other people that live here.
Did they lock it? I guess. Do we need to lock it now?
No, I don't think so.
I texted you.
I didn't get it. Sorry, dude. Shit, how long were you out there for?
15 minutes?
No, you weren't.
No, I got here like 2 minutes ago.
Okay. Oh, there.
And to the right of me is Patrick Coppolino.
Sit at that table.
Well, now-
you can sit here. I just didn't want to mess with the cable, but it's okay.
Just don't touch the cable. You open the door. Sorry, dude.
It's okay.
So,
We're just joined by Patrick Coppolino,
there you go.
who's sitting in between Izzy Camiso and Gavin Stevens.
Which is to the left of Izzy now. He said right before, but then I moved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Just so they know, just in case.
So we're talking about TV, but
Yeah, we were
like,
just talking about Seinfeld for the last. little
you
bit.
actually love Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Everybody here loves Seinfeld. I think that's why we were talking about how much we love this.
I love your input. Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want to just get into it?
Just
Go
say
on a
it.
Seinfeld rant.
Don't-
Yeah, just
You-
go.
you cover the next
you like
15
Seinfeld,
minutes.
Go. I like Seinfeld. Seinfeld is good. Seinfeld is one of my
Yeah.
favorite shows. I love Seinfeld.
I think
was-
the ratings were pretty good for that show. I bet you. I assume he doesn't have to work again, probably.
Maybe not. He
Probably
did the
gonna be
wedding
some
ref.
auditions.
The marriage ref. What was it?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh wow, yeah, that didn't know that only lasted a season.
Yeah,
Wait,
wait.
Seasons.
No, but Seinfeld didn't do
He was
that.
Yeah,
producer.
you hosted it too.
He
Didn't
was
you?
on it.
No, Tom Papa hosted that.
Tom Papa hosted,
and then
but
he
was a
would
producer.
guest. Oh,
Jerry Seinfeld was
I don't
But he
know.
also produced what's his name's one man show.
I don't know.
Colin
Colin Quinn.
Quinn's, yeah.
But that seems to me like those guys are both
Mike
his
were big,
friends.
Yeah, and
So I'd imagine he just used his influence to help out his
Yeah.
friends that he thought were funny.
He's probably got money. He's like, hey, I can put a show on for you.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Have you guys seen his web series?
Ooh.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Called? Yeah,
I haven't watched the
Cars,
new
Getting
season.
Coffee. I haven't started the new season yet either, but it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you?
The marriage show was okay. I
I
didn't
don't
think it was that
for
bad.
us.
It was okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant.
I don't
for
think
us.
it's for us.
Well, I think everything's meant for me. So,
Did you say go?
go.
Go.
So it's been very, very cold here where we are. Anyone feel like depressed more so than just the usual amount of depression?
No, I'm not feeling anything.
Manolis,
I'm depressed.
you are depressed. Is it because of the cold?
Yeah,
But more than usual depressed?
yeah,
Okay.
but it has what?
Yeah, I agree.
But I'd say it's more. I have depression problems. I think in the morning,
Okay.
and then I kind of break out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, yeah, I know that.
by
Not
the
a
ti-
morning person.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, me neither. I'm miserable in the morning.
But once I most people would have a coffee, maybe if I had a shower, maybe pull one off or go to the gym, work out.
Get your mind
Pull
right.
pull one up. You mean a wheelie, right? Like just pull it off. Pull off.
Like
Pull off
you
the
like
stunt
you,
trick.
like
Yeah.
I get on a bike and I jump
Yeah.
13 buses.
Pull one off.
That cheers you up.
So Manola Santino is also a BMX master.
He actually is, right?
Yeah, I actually am.
That's weird.
And
Not a
then
master, but I can.
aliens.
Or was?
What? Buddy, I'll do a decade right now.
I
Give me
don't
a.
have any bikes for you to do stuff on.
I'll do it right on this fucking table.
Don't do it on my
I
table.
can ride a unicycle, man.
That's nothing you brag about, really.
Yeah, I do.
Not
I
a 42.
don't. I don't use this. I don't.
Excuse me. 43.
I don't use a seat. That's the trick.
So it's a love thing for you. It's all about the love of the
At that point, I'm just against the sidewalk. Just pushing.
When I was in high school, there was this guy that literally rode a unicycle to school every day. He'd just do this. And every morning I walk, he'd just fly past me, and all I could think was, this is fucking asshole.
Why would he'd have his hands out?
Yeah, he'd ride his unicycle with his hands
out?
With
Like-
his hands out.
like
He
wings?
was- yeah, I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. He was
It actually was Manolis. He wasn't going to school. He's just checking out the chicks.
Before.
What?
So you
I've
guys
seen that before.
with the arms there?
Frequently on Upper Gauge
Huh.
when I used to walk to Barton every day. There'd be like someone like every few days.
Is that on the
but,
hill?
Just with a backpack, just riding a unicycle.
Is that on the
It's
hill?
like-
It,
Huh?
On the mountain?
Yeah.
it can't be that much more practical.
It is. It's practical. I'll tell you the trick
And
is that
walking, yeah.
it is. If
And
it's
walking, yes.
you have to make sure it's the bigger wheel. There's the normal unicycle is the same height, but like if you get a standard size wheel, like the size of wheel that would be on a BMX bike, as you pedal, you're moving, but not as far as you think you are.
The
But if you have,
rotations, what's it called?
I don't know, but
Motions per minute.
There you go.
But if it had if the wheel is just like about another, it's like there's one. The next one up is a half a foot wider, the wheel, and you fucking move. You go. So yeah, for every pedal, you just like it would be
Isn't
way
a bike
faster.
Faster?
What?
Isn't it just a regular bike faster?
What if you can only afford half the bike?
I imagine unicycles being more expensive. I don't know why, because it's half the material, but I just imagine that
It's not even like 3/4 of the material because you just have to.
I was just in my basement riding it and trying to figure it out, and I realized I could do. So once I started riding around the neighborhood a bit, everybody was like, "What the fuck was that? Is that? I saw some fucking asshole on a fucking unicycle." Because no one had a unicycle, right? So just like I was a weirdo. I was like riding my unicycle, my one eye's bugging out.
that picture. Every time I see that picture, I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, think about that though. Like when I was riding that unicycle around, my eye was still fucking bugged out. That's when my eye bugged out.
So to them, it made complete sense. Like, of course, that guy's riding a unicycle.
Unicycle, yeah.
When did you lose your virginity?
17. Wait. 17 or 18. 17, I think. But I think I was almost 18.
Oh, okay. So were you still riding unicycles at this time?
No, I was, I had a GT, dude. I was
Oh,
a
okay.
fucking pro performer freestyle tour team model, man.
Oh.
That sounds important.
But I'll tell you the one thing is like my first girlfriend, I was so embarrassed for being a virgin. I just told her I wasn't, and then we fucked, and I was just like, but I made up all these stories about me fucking all these different girls up to that point. 'Cause she's
To
like,
her?
To her, what she wanted to know, it's like she wanted to know about girls that I had fucked, right? It's like, have you fucked a lot of girls? I'm like a few, but I was like making up story. My friend was fucking a lot of girls at school, and he'd tell me stories, and I'd repeat these stories to her as they were from me. And then it came time to fuck, and I was like, I don't know how to fuck. Like I didn't even think about. I literally like didn't even think about like I got to put my cock into a vagina. None of that. Like nothing. It was. I knew I just had to put it in there, but I didn't really understand what was really happening. So I fucking had a hard on. I tried to put my cock into her vagina, and I just blew my load. Like just. I think touched her fucking thigh even. I don't even know if I made it to her fucking pussy, and I just jizzed everywhere. And then we broke up.
Right then and there.
Not then and there, about a month later.
If you had kids, that would be your birds and the bees speech to them. That right there.
And then
You put your cock near their thigh or something, and
then my
You
second
wanna jerk
girlfriend.
off first. You gotta get that out of the way.
My second girlfriend. Then I started fucking her, and then I figured it out.
round of applause for
It's
Seminolas.
about growth. That's what the show's about. It's like an Oprah moment. Depression.
Depression.
Okay,
We got
it's
the
okay.
Depression.
unicycles from depression.
Oh, I know. From unicycles to him busting a nut in a girl's thigh.
Depression. But I'm still depressed in the mornings in the summer, but it takes me half as much time to get okay. Like right now, I'm really sad.
Well, it's worse because, especially this cold, because if you're already depressed and pissed off about something, then you go outside and you're like, fuck this. And you just want to kill yourself.
Yeah, if you don't have a reason to go outside, there's no reason to go outside.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm good. I notice in the winter that I'll get more just like irritable, which I don't know. I don't think it's depression, but I guess it's the same symptoms that you guys are.
It's a lack of
would
sun, I
feel.
think.
Yeah, but I also think it's just as simple as what Pat said too. Just it's frustrating when you have to go when it's so cold. It's
Yeah.
just another thing to be
You
angry
probably
about.
don't want to be where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing
Yeah.
comedy tonight, so that.
Yeah, we're gonna do
But
comedy.
no
for
one else
maybe-
is going to come because it's freezing.
Exactly. We're gonna have the 3 regular drunks and us.
Like, think about it. If you weren't on the show tonight, would you go to a bar to watch
Guarantee you have the
comedy?
No.
tonight.
I don't even.
I just got
won't-
a bunch of messages of people bailing.
Yeah, I guarantee you
From
half
the show?
comics are
Yeah.
gonna show up tonight.
I won't leave my house unless I have something to do, like whether it's stand up or podcast or whatever.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm living proof of that.
Yeah.
I haven't stepped outside.
Yeah, we got here today, and you said, "Is it cold?"
Yeah, I haven't been outside. There's no reason to. I didn't need to.
Yeah, but you look at us like we're a bunch of fucking weirdos. What's wrong? We're like,
He knew we were coming.
Well, I heard you scream outside. I was like, "What's going on? Did you break a high heel?"
I fell off my unicycle.
It's not like you snapped your heel. Yeah! Just leave me here. I'll figure my way out.
I think if I saw in the news about some plane crash, I'd be like, if I was coming home to Canada, I'd be like, I'm fine. Let's do this. Fucking like, I hope we just all die in a warm fire.
I don't
Jeez.
complain with you at all. We all die in a warm fire. No, thank
Give
you.
a fuck, man.
well, Mad About You is playing.
Tell me hi.
I was saying we were talking about how much I hate Mad About You.
He hates it.
You hate it too, though.
Yeah, I never really watched, but no, it's pretty terrible.
I don't even know what it is.
It's a sitcom from the 90s. Let's not get into
You
it.
don't even know what it is.
You guys have the internet. You can look it up. We went on a long time about Mad About You.
Yeah, we kind covered it.
Kind of
I don't know.
rushed
But do you ever finish
No,
Mad
no,
About You?
you do not finish the
Oh,
Mad
there's
About
so
You.
much to say.
I would like if I needed information from someone, like, and I wasn't gonna like physically hurt them, I'd tie them to a chair, and I'd play all the seasons of Mad About You in a row from start to finish.
Do you think they'd last through the first season?
No, but I would be just prepared because that's the way
You went on to Dr. Disc, get all the seasons.
I buy all the seasons for $2.99.
But wouldn't you then have to see some of Mad
I
About
wouldn't be
You?
in the fucking room.
Sorry.
You're behind a lead
I
shield.
apologize for suggesting that.
I know. Like,
I just get. I'd have a buzzer for him to fucking hit. So when, okay, I'll give you all the information. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
And as a special treat, I brought him Paul Reiser. He's having to have the gig.
Doesn't know who Paul Reiser is.
He's the star of the show.
He's looking at us. Who the fuck's Paul Reiser? Why do we keep talking about being mad?
Why would you talk about being bad? It was like a sitcom about a couple who was married but didn't have kids, and they lived in New York.
Describing it's boring.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
It's a shitty show.
It's a shit. But then, like, have you watched the show Happy Endings?
Yeah, that show.
Why do
it's
I
a
know
good
that
show.
one?
It's
What
like-
is that?
It's on Netflix, right?
It might be. I don't know. But it's
What
like,
is that again? What
It's
is
just joke. They just like joke after another. It's really good though.
It feels like a studio audience sitcom that has no studio
Yeah,
audience.
but the jokes are really good and very quick. Like I when I first watched it, I'm like,
Quick,
I don't
yeah.
like this show.
Yeah, that
And
was
I got-
my opinion too. At first time I watched it, I was just like, this is irritating.
Yeah, but it grew on me.
What is that show about?
Just a whole bunch of couples.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
basically-
nothing
No, it's not groundbreaking.
too original.
But
Yeah.
when you watch the jokes, you're like, it's very funny.
It's just
the
good
jokes
writing.
are very funny. Very good writing. Yeah.
Best way to describe it is like a modern day Friends.
Okay.
It's
What-
got more edge than that, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how about Modern Family? Do you like that?
I love that show.
It's
I
a good
love it.
show.
yeah, so
I haven't watched it.
It's actually really good.
Actually, it's become one of those shows where it kind of just glosses off in the background for me.
Mm.
I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah. I used to love
It's
it.
alright. It's like Community for me.
No, Community.
Community, I watch that show and I like it because I can just sit there. None of it has to make sense. You can't really follow it. There's no story that's worth following. Like,
Yes, there is.
what, the love lives and stuff?
No, they got like arcs for the seasons
Yeah.
and shit like that. They got like
What?
With, like,
intricate
the-
stories, dude.
Like
the-
what?
Chang guy and
Yeah,
They're trying to save the community.
there's like all these arcs and stories, and each episode they do is like it's done in a style of like a genre.
Yeah, I know that.
There's
I
tons
agree.
of
I agree with Pat. I
Like
think you.
spoofs a movie.
Yeah, but
or
you guys
something.
like Big Bang Theory too.
No, I hate that movie. Or that
Movie.
show.
movie.
But
I
you-
don't like it. I just say I can tolerate it. I don't mind if it's
See,
on.
I can't even watch that show.
Yeah, I don't watch that either.
I liked
So
it
mad at that.
for a while.
I
I have not
You
watched it.
would.
Why? Why?
because you
You're the
wear
perfect
comic book
demographic
shirts.
for
Yeah, you are kind of.
But what is that? If it,
Look,
That's
you
racist.
probably said bazinga to once in your life.
Yeah.
right?
no, I have not. That annoys
I don't
me.
believe
I.
that for a fucking second.
You think I
You
said
probably look
I'm
at your
wearing a
girlfriend,
Bazinga T-shirt right
say
now
it after sex. Bazinga!
Yeah, I
as I come?
I can picture you in a Bazinga shirt.
No,
No,
You have
that
a Bazinga shirt?
that offends me. No,
You
I
have a
don't.
Sheldon bobblehead?
I
You
don't.
can't tell me I can't picture you.
Sheldon bobblehead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
okay.
can't tell me I can't picture you in that shirt. I
Just picturing you right now.
Yeah.
In that shirt. I can see
Nothing
you
else,
in
just the
Bazinga.
T-shirt.
No, you got pants on. You got boxer shorts on.
I have a bunch of Flash T-shirts, and so many people have been like, "Oh, it's your Sheldon shirt is cool." They thought it was the Bazinga shirt because they just didn't know what Flash was,
That's
and that
disgusting.
frustrates me.
Saddens me.
That for sure.
I'm
See,
offended.
but
Who are
even
you
if
hanging
they
out
knew
with?
what it was, they're still losers.
Why? I have no idea. I'm not even gonna take you seriously.
But that show, you can watch one episode over and over and over
It's
and
the
over
same show.
again, and you might. It's no different than watching other episodes.
Yeah, it's the
It's
same
the same
thing.
That's why I
Same
stopped
show.
watching it. It's
Listen to me say something really nerdy, really quick, really fast, and it's gonna be hilarious.
And it's the same joke, and it's the same. It's like from.
He's like, I don't know. If you're gonna make him straight, I know he's a gay person, and real life. At least make his character straight if you want him to be straight.
I think they're making him
Don't make him
asexual.
obviously gay in real life.
I think they're making him asexual, and there's a thing about having like a gayish kind of effeminate dude,
But is
who's smart, is
You,
funny.
you know what you
That's
need
a
to
cool
do,
joke.
Patrick? You need to watch one season of Mad About You, and then you tell me what you think of the Big Bang Theory. You'll be like, this is the best show in the world.
Community's awesome. I don't even know where you like. There's,
No, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not great television.
yeah, it is great television. Last season was terrible.
And Chevy Chase looks like he doesn't want to be there.
He
at all.
doesn't. He doesn't. He's gone.
He's
Last,
gone?
yeah, he's gone. Last season was terrible because, but that
It's
was
only 3
groundbreaking
seasons,
TV.
right? It just third just started.
No, they're in their fourth.
Which
Community-
TV show are we talking about?
Wait.
Community. They're in their
Community.
fifth.
Yeah,
That's
fifth
season
now.
3. Oh, never mind.
Community's
I was
great.
in Community mixed up with Parks and Rec.
Parks and
Chevy
Rec's a good
Chase
show
quit?
too.
And-
yeah,
Quit?
last season.
But you can tell from season 1 that he didn't want to be there.
He's
I think
pretty
he-
vocal about it too. that
Yeah.
he wanted
Who?
to be Chevy Chase. And
But why would he take
Is
the
he
job?
embarrassed about it? Probably the
Chevy
I
money.
don't know
Chase
why
is just
he
an
took it.
asshole.
Probably got a
Yeah.
nice pay.
He's got a reputation of being a bit of a dick.
He's just a dick.
It's network television.
What?
Sure, paid nice.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
probably paid
He's
very
got
nice.
great. He's really good in the show though. He's really good in
The
it.
He
chicks
gets
in
really
it
annoying
are very
towards the
fuckable.
end a bit. Oh yeah, both of them are.
No, they're super hot. Those fucking bitches.
Community?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
I want to.
blonde and the
Dark hair one.
haired one?
They both need to get rattled out.
That is the worst one I've heard yet.
It just bothers me. That's what pisses me off because I'll watch it. I do enjoy them and I think they're funny. But at the same time, it's really hard to concentrate on. Like, just want to bust a nut now because they're turning me on at the same time.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking masturbate and laugh.
You don't have to masturbate.
You should know.
Or you could do it beforehand.
I like Troy and Ahmed.
Abed.
Ahmed, is
Yeah.
that his name? Those
Yeah.
two are funny together. My favorite part of the episode is during the credits, the Troy and Ahmed parts. I laughed the most at that stuff. I couldn't care for the relationship part.
It's not really a relationship show though.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think-
kinda is.
It's-
There's like always those two chicks are always fighting over Jeff Winger.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I am.
Britta and
I love Kevin. Nope.
that other
No,
one.
no, no.
Jeff-
Kevin's a writer on the show.
No, they don't. Have you watched the show? They
I've
don't
watched
fight
every
over it.
episode.
They don't go right over Jeff.
Now they do it all the time. I've watched
Well,
every
they don't
episode twice.
fight over- they
But they're
both
not.
want
There's,
him.
no, they don't both want. him.
Well, wait a minute. That is an element of the show.
No,
they,
that isn't.
Yeah, it is.
They crossed
They
It
do.
paths.
happened in the first season where Britta was with Jeff.
But if they-
it hasn't happened again.
But if they're not fighting over him, then there's always one that wants him, and then
Somebody
there's some
wants-
drama
there's
with
a
that.
teacher, and there's the teacher versus Britta versus that dark-haired girl. What's her name?
Ooh, what,
The one in their group.
the teacher versus Britta versus the dark hair.
The dark-haired one.
Allison
in the group.
Brie.
The,
Yeah, Alison Brie's character.
I don't know what happened with that.
But she's like, she never says it to Jeff, but she clearly wants to blow.
You think that was discussed at the writing table?
they cut that line.
I think there was a moment where in season 3 or something where there was tension, but I don't. It's not really that kind of a show.
Yeah.
Like the way you're describing.
Well, I
it.
guess to put it, I never finish an episode thinking, I gotta keep watching.
You haven't watched like episodes where they did like the war reenactment with the pillow fight room and the big tunnels and everything. You haven't watched. They haven't watched the paintball episodes.
I've seen the paintball episode.
You haven't seen all
I
that.
love that episode.
Those are that's what the show is.
Right.
You haven't seen the 8-bit
I'm just saying it's
episode
too
where they were
silly.
like
The
8-bit
apocalypse.
characters.
It's too silly. I don't like silly shows.
Oh, okay.
You don't like silly.
It's too. If I can't buy into it, I don't like it. It's too unrealistic.
What's
None
your
of that
favorite?
would ever really happen.
What shows do you like?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
sitcom.
Like right now, Breaking Bad. I'm super into that.
Well, it's not really a
Oh,
sitcom.
God. No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm not a big fan of.
Sitcoms.
Well, it depends. There's some sitcoms that are not that unrealistic or crazy.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Boardwalk Empire.
You think Seinfeld's not that
Boardwalk
unrealistic and
Empire's
crazy?
not a sitcom.
They lived in New York. They didn't have jobs.
Is
He
that
built a fort under his desk and still kept his
board?
job.
We talking about
No, we're
Boardwalk
talking
Empire?
sitcoms.
Well, yeah. Okay, Kramer
We're
more
talking
so.
What about George Costanza?
He was
Elaine.
in between jobs, and he moved back to his parents.
But you
house
can
for
tell me
some
the four of them were normal and regular. and
Community's a
average.
show where everybody's Kramer.
No, I wouldn't say that, but I can see what you're saying. But I wouldn't say that.
Jeff Winger's really the only straight man. Like,
It
the
wouldn't-
straight character in that show.
Yeah, I would agree with you too, and I think it flips around, but I don't think a show could work with no straight person.
I like Everybody Loves Raymond.
I like that show too. You don't like that show, Gavin?
No, I don't really watch it.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, clearly.
That says
It's
everything
not my
about
favorite kind of show.
you.
It just
You know,
feels
I'll
like
tell
the
you.
same show every week.
You know what? The thing about Raymond, everybody loves him.
Except for Gavin.
Except for Gavin. The
I-
show's not called
I recognize
Everyone
it's
Loves
funny. I
Raymond
think
That's why
except
they
Gavin.
can't. That's
I
why
think it's funny.
it ended because Gavin didn't like it.
That's what
and there
happened.
wasn't everybody.
I think it's a
anymore.
funny show. It's just yeah.
Wow, Judd Apatow movie. Where like, who's that fucking guy who keeps staring at us? It was Eminem talking to
He's like,
Seth.
"That's your mom. You don't know where your mom?"
It's like, no.
Hey,
Ray.
Ray. Hey, Marshall. What is he? You want to fuck me?
This is it. Go fuck yourself. He's like, I thought everybody loved you, man.
That's why I don't leave the house.
Eminem was perfect. He did it perfect. We keep going to TV for some reason. What's do we have another topic?
Yeah,
are you
we have
are you worried about that?
Yeah, I'm just watching.
Have you seen Raising Hope?
No.
No. That's a sitcom about a guy who has a kid. I think it was some crazy chick. This is in the first episode. She like goes. The girl he
Oh, I've
knocks up
seen this
goes to
show,
jail.
yeah,
She ends
yeah.
up having the kid in jail. He gets the kid.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But see, that show's another one. It's just too ridiculous. It's,
I only watched like one episode.
but I'd say Modern Family is pretty. Still crazy things happen, but not
Yeah, I see what you're
unrealistic
saying.
crazy things. It's,
I see what you're saying. I get it. It's just, yeah. I think, like for me, Modern Family is kind of boring. Like that's my thing though. But I don't mind it. It's good, but it's boring. That's all.
I like it. Modern Family. Anything that gets me a boner, I kind of like.
I think the wife's the hottest.
Oh, the wife, she's smoking too, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck, she's
But
nice.
I don't like the Latino one.
She's okay. She got.
she's
He
annoying.
annoys the shit out of me.
I know she's got nice jugs though, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, what else is there? There's something else. If there is, tell me. I need to know. I'm very unhappy.
Well, talking about TV, you watched. You said the last Simpsons episode you thought was an
Yes.
improvement.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Like,
I know you
Was
you
it
don't
the
want.
finale?
No, it was the. It's halfway through season 25, and Judd Apatow directed it. And I talked to you about it before. And you said you don't really follow it anymore, right?
I haven't watched it in like 9 years.
Oh wow! I'd strongly recommend checking this episode out. It was really
The
well
only
done.
one I saw from the news from like more recent seasons was when they spoofed Social Network,
Yeah, that was.
and I thought that was terrible.
You didn't like that one?
No, the storyline was all over the place. It didn't.
Yeah, but
it
there
wasn't
also.
like old school Simpsons. It was like really lame attempt at spoofing.
What do you think this is going to save them? What do you think?
I didn't watch it.
No, but what do you think about this whole thing that they're trying to do?
I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing?
They're just trying to revamp it, I think.
Yeah, well, they're getting more like
Don't play with cable.
they're getting more celebrity guest writers and stuff like that. Like Judd Apatow did this one. There's a few like people coming in and like helping with the show. So yeah.
Why is this show? Like, how's it? Because it seems like do they get good ratings? Like, I don't know who
It's not
watches.
good ratings.
Do they? Who's watching the show?
I don't know. They probably
Nerds.
get good merchandising too.
Yeah,
Probably make a lot of money.
yeah.
they're just releasing a Lego set, like a 2,500 piece Lego set of the Simpsons house, and you can make like everything, and it's gonna be like $500 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That'd be cool, actually.
yeah, I kind of want to get it.
Someone
but-
built an actual Simpsons house.
Really?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Did he do something with it? Did he sell it, or did he just live in it
no,
now? I
it
forget.
It wasn't
Wonder.
affiliated. No, it wasn't affiliated to The Simpsons at all. He's just some rich
just
guy who
built it.
loves The Simpsons who built his house to look exactly like The Simpsons
That's
house.
fucked up.
It's really cool. There's pictures of it on.
Yeah, I don't think I could. If that was like, if I was a rich dude and that was like my cottage, that'd be one thing. 'Cause I don't think I could live in a cartoon house like every day.
Yeah, I know.
I'd start
Does it
going.
look cartoony, or is it like as
Oh,
if it was a real house?
Yeah, it looks like you stepped into the actual Simpson house.
Really.
And like real furniture and everything, real phone, real fridge.
But it looks
it's
like a
all-
cartoon.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that'd
but
be
they
weird.
had the pictures like on the going up the stairs. It was the Simpson family photos and stuff.
That's awesome.
It was really neat. They had all the bedrooms.
But is the show worth saving at this point?
I think so. I still like it, but that's just because I've watched it since I was a kid. And yes, there were some shitty seasons and a bunch of.
Were
shitty-
some?
Yeah, there was a few shitty seasons.
Few?
Yeah, yeah, there were.
But I think it's getting
10
better.
years is like a few.
No, I wouldn't say 10 years, but like I can't
It's
pinpoint
longer
seasons.
than 10 years.
The show's the longest sitcom on TV.
Yeah, it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
It,
I know, but like
It
it's.
came out when I was born.
I mean, Saturday Night Live will have like a couple bad seasons in a row where it's like, oh, who the fuck?
Saturday Night Live hasn't been good since.
No, but I mean,
90s.
they've had. There's been times where like it was really good for a while and really bad for a while, even though it's been really bad. Also, like you're saying, but Simpsons is way past that.
What do you mean?
And just being bad, like every season. I just get bored. Like I don't know what's happening
Oh,
anymore.
but you get bored doesn't mean other people are getting
Well,
bored.
I
yeah, I'm
watched
saying-
the old episodes, and it feels like there was so much. It felt like you were watching a real sitcom. There was a solid storyline from beginning to end. There was like emotion in it. There was, you know what I mean? Now it's just all
I haven't watched it.
craziness and silliness that I don't like.
I haven't watched it.
I feel like they're kind of emulating South Park in a sense, though, because they're pretty current.
Well, they're competing for sure.
Yeah.
Family Guy beat them to the punch with killing off the main character.
Yeah, but I think that was because they announced The Simpsons announced
Right. So
earlier.
Family Guy went, fuck
Yeah,
that.
like,
We're just
undercut
gonna do it. We're not gonna tell anybody.
Yeah,
And
but
they
they're bringing
did
it back.
And then everyone talked about it. Now The Simpsons, when it happens in the, you know it's not gonna be anyone in the immediate family.
Mhm.
So it's not going to be that shocking. Family Guy was like, "Fuck that, let's get rid of."
Did they get rid of Ryan and
Brian.
kept it that way?
No, they.
No, they're bringing him back.
Yeah, Brian's too awesome of a character.
But I thought they replaced him and stuff.
They replace him for that period
They
with
were-
another dog, and then they use time travel to bring him back to life.
But see, but that they still achieved their goal though.
Oh yeah,
They wanted to, because everyone thought he was gone for good.
Yeah, some guy got a tattoo apparently of like it said like
Rest
Rip
in
Brian.
peace,
What
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yeah, he's still like in the middle of getting a tattoo while he sees on the news on TV. Family Guys, bring him back.
wait, stop.
And done.
Yeah, no, I have some stupid tattoos, but that is what an idiot.
I saw a guy on the bus who had like every Simpsons character tattooed on his shin or on
Okay.
his calves.
That doesn't sound like a guy that take the bus.
They were like poorly drawn, and the color was all fading. It was the worst tattoo I've ever seen. But who's like that big of a fan that would spend all that money getting a cartoon tag on their body?
But also maybe if you're just trying to fill out, like get a, like a sleeve kind of a thing, maybe you're just like grasping at anything. I kind of like that show. Fill it
So
in.
you get that?
Yeah,
Do the
maybe.
whole, like-
I don't know.
I kind of like grilled cheese, so I got a tiny grilled cheese sandwich on my leg. I'm not just gonna get a whole bunch of grilled cheese sandwiches on my leg.
That'd be the best tattoo sleeve though.
Just a whole bunch of
tons of grilled cheese
Just
sandwiches,
snacks that you like.
corporate logo.
Frito Lay.
Do you think that the Simpsons at one point though was like did or like earn its hype? Was it really that as good as
think
people
so.
say it used to
Yeah.
be?
Yeah, I would say so.
And would you attribute that to the writers?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you know any of the writers?
The
I don't know.
voices, the writers,
Conan
the whole
O'Brien,
production.
When Conan left, it started to.
The
Really?
whole production. It was everyone. And not just the writers.
Conan, I don't know if I find I don't know. I respect him because of all the stuff I've heard about him, but I don't know. Like I don't really enjoy his show that much.
Yeah, but humor translates differently in different ways. I think he's a good writer.
Uh huh.
I'm not saying he's not a good performer or whatever. I actually enjoy watching his show and his interviews.
Yeah.
But
I'm on the fence. I'm okay with it.
What would you say makes like a good performer, or like even so far as like brilliance or genius?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I guess that's all
I
personal
watched
opinion.
a documentary the other day about Carson. And I think he was a genius.
Mm-hmm. What?
But it had so much to do with his personality too, though. He was so confident and
I think it's all personal perception.
he
Mhm.
made you think
Yeah.
everything he said was the right thing.
He was so good at like when a joke didn't work.
Oh, he was quick, super quick.
Yeah, he always could get a big laugh on any joke that
Tanking.
did. Yeah, just tanking. He knew how
Yeah.
to, like on during his monologue every fucking time.
But would
Yeah.
that also kind of fall under a bit of a shtick? Like if it's like if a lot of the laughs
mean,
are
a
coming
shtick
from
doesn't-
jokes not going well.
I think genius is you bring something to the table that hasn't
Uh-huh.
been brought before.
So would you say then it's okay if it might be a little shticky, but if it's your own thing that no one else has ever
He may have
done?
been the first person to
Yeah.
No, he
turn-
wasn't.
to turn a bomb around
He wasn't.
like that.
Jackie Gleason used to do it all the time. Comics did it before him, but it's taking something and elevating it or changing it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a shtick, I don't think it'd be a shtick because for him, and it's because if a shtick would eventually stop working, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily. People
Yeah.
tune in for shticks. Sheldon.
Big Bang,
from
yeah.
Big Bang Theory. That's a shtick that goes way back to. What's that dude's name that used to be in Hollywood Squares?
Richard Simmons.
No. But yeah, I guess you could say Richard Simmons too. But that gay character that housewives didn't know he was gay.
Right.
Yeah.
But
He said Richard Simmons, but I meant the guy from Bewitched. What's his name?
oh yeah, he was closet gay too, right?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't public about it.
He died of AIDS.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not being. That's
No,
a
he
real
died
fact.
of AIDS.
I don't know.
I was trying to make a joke.
No, it's just the way you said. He's like he was closeted about it. Didn't he die of AIDS? like that's pretty much a telltale sign.
And maybe he was gay. I don't know. Yeah, but John, I don't know. I think Johnny just was fucking. I think he was. I mean, Dave's awesome, but Johnny was
But you can
solid.
see Letterman try to, or he's adopted some of Carson's. Like even like Carson used to flirt with the women all the time on the show, and he's like really blatant about it, but TV safe as well. He was really
Yeah.
charming about it too. You
Yeah.
know? And Letterman does that sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes, but it's Letterman talks so highly of Johnny all the time.
Yeah. I wish I was around during all that. It seemed like talk shows were so much cooler back then, because like everyone was wearing like.
Did you watch Johnny as a kid?
No, I didn't really.
You were Arsenio, eh?
No, I didn't really. I did watch Arsenio, but I didn't watch Johnny. I never really got into it.
Because he was white.
That's what it was, because he was white. Yeah.
It's
I know.
racist.
It is pretty racist. No, I never really got into it.
But like when you watch like Carson with Frank Sinatra on his show and Don Rickles and stuff,
Don Rickles.
you
Oh,
can
fuck.
tell that they're buddies. You know what I mean? It felt like
Something like
watching
that, I
a
don't
bunch
think
of.
Carson had a lot of buddies.
Well, no, they said yeah, because he was always known as a loner.
Yeah,
He kept to himself a lot. Yeah, but he was obviously not all the time.
That was a different time. If you're talking about like the 60s and 70s,
He had a little bit of, like-
everyone was like kind of
He had
buddies.
a drinking.
That's
problem
everyone
and
did
stuff.
that kind of comedy where they were all friends. Everyone hung out
He
with
was-
each other.
He wasn't the best drinker, apparently. Like, he had a mean streak when he got drunk, apparently.
That type of comedy was like that was from the roast back then.
Yeah.
Where everyone was like best friends. Like all the Dean Martin. I don't know if he was drunk or not, but apparently it was fake. That was the whole thing was like, hey, everyone's smoking, everyone's drunk. It's very the third wall or fourth wall is broken a lot. So that was very popular back then.
There's I like well I don't know I haven't watched a lot of those old shows, but I've seen clips that seemed genuine, like in the early like Late Show when
Yeah.
David Letterman just started hosting. He had Jay Leno on once,
Yeah.
and it was one of the coolest like TV like Tonight Show or Late Show spots I'd ever seen, because it was just you could tell that they were friends at the time, and they were talking about like being on the road as a comic and stuff. It was like very much like listening to a podcast now.
Yeah.
I used to watch Johnny, like, not all the time, but it's enough. I always spend 10 or 15 minutes a night watching Johnny. And one week, a couple times a year maybe, if not more or less, Jay Leno would take over for a week.
Really?
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jay Leno would take over for a week. I think Johnny was like on vacation. And for some reason, Jay Leno always got that gig.
Yeah.
And he was fucking amazing back then.
Really?
Yeah, but didn't Joan Rivers do it too? And
Sorry.
Joan Rivers and other people did it too. Letterman did it too.
Yeah. What do you
People
mean,
would
like?
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guest
guess.
host.
I'm not saying like he was.
But you were talking about that specific time.
I'm just talking about the fact that Jay Leno during that week back then, like the only thing I knew about Jay Leno was like, oh, there's this guy Jay Leno's covering for Johnny for the week, and he was fucking awesome. quick, funny,
He was the
hilarious.
best comic in the country.
Yeah,
at one point.
he was known as he was like, if you listen to how they talk about Jay Leno in like old recordings and stuff, it's very much how people talk about Louis C.K. now.
Yeah.
He was like the comic.
Yeah, he was the guy at one point.
Yeah, but I used to like that's my dislike for him sometimes now, or not sometimes. My dislike for him now is that I remember what he was like. I'm like, I want that guy. I want that fucking funny dude. Fucking.
How funny can you be night after night after night after
No,
night?
but I know, but like he can do it, man. Because I remember seeing like he's just that what he's doing now is just like killing time.
I haven't watched it. It probably is.
No, but when you watch, well, no, because I mean I saw him on politically incorrect with Bill Maher years ago. He was a guest on the show, and he was fucking amazing on it.
Really?
And that was only like what, maybe 6-7 years ago, maybe, or whatever.
He was on the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn, and he was riffing with a comic who was doing some time recently. He just
Like,
started
when
talking
he's
to
not-
her and
when
just started riffing.
I think when he's not in charge, when he doesn't have to be responsible for what's happening, like the show now, that he can let loose more. I don't think he's lost. Doesn't want to let loose anymore.
I got a feeling it's like an open mic for him.
Duh. Really?
Hey, what else do you do? Like, what else is there for him to do?
Buy another car.
Like really, what else is there for him to do?
But then if he was treating it like an open mic,
I'm
you'd
not
think
saying-
he'd be more loose.
I know. I just mean it must be redundant. It must
Oh,
be
yeah.
boring.
I
That's
see.
all.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
what I,
yeah.
yeah.
Still an open micer, so that's the to you that's a
No, I
redundant
just mean like
thing.
it's
and
like
I was like,
it's gonna like in terms of like what does it lead to?
mm-hmm.
Just I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
He's just been
And for someone who's been a comic for all like and apparently a very serious comic, maybe that's his attitude. It's just like what the fuck. Like
So-
if you're a very serious comic, you're always trying to grow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you say then, Gavin, has reached like genius status in comedy?
Comedy, like recently, or
Anything?
what are you looking at?
No, I just like anything. I'm like, I want to hear this.
Oh, I don't know. Why were you looking at him for it?
No, I don't know why. Because I probably might have been looking at this
See?
thing on his lip.
Hey, wait a minute.
What is that?
That made me unnecessarily
What's the thing on your
self-conscious. I don't know. I think it was a pimple.
It's okay. I got one.
Is it not?
I got one
You
too.
tell me.
Did you get that from Cunnilingus?
I don't know.
You been eating a vagina? What is that?
No,
Is
I
it
don't.
herpes?
I don't think so. Does it look like?
Poor Mace. Poor Mace.
He's
They're
gonna be
just
thinking
teasing
about
you.
This would be the worst way to get diagnosed with an STD.
You know,
on a
like,
podcast with you guys.
You know, you could have gotten herpes through contact with a microphone.
Is that
Yeah,
possible?
well, a lot of people in my family have cold sores.
That's
Your
herpes.
family?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't make out but you can get it from other things.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I don't know who's a genius. Sorry, I've been just while you guys were talking, I was just thinking. Sorry. I don't know. I know comics were amazing and awesome, great, but genius. Maybe Dave Chappelle.
Wonder Woman.
He's black.
Yeah, or so,
What?
yeah,
No,
well,
that's our
Well, Dave Chappelle was amazing when he was 14.
Who was?
Dave Chappelle, he was amazing when he was like
I've never
17.
seen recordings of.
Yeah, did Just for Laughs. He was amazing then, but
You did Just for Laughs at 14?
he did 17, I think, or 19.
No.
19, I believe.
Look at you, Mace, behind.
Yeah.
So
I've never seen
So you
someone-
have to be black to be amazing.
No, I don't even mean like that. You're saying genius, and white people aren't that. Amazing, you guys can be amazing, but
All right, so wait, let's do the question. What race? What's the best race? What's the most
best race
amazing?
to be?
What's the most?
Black. Why would you want to be anything else? Patrice O'Neill, I put like up there, but
He's pretty close.
yeah, he's Bill Burr, maybe.
You think him more so than Louis?
Bill
Yeah, I was
Burr.
gonna ask,
think
what is
Louis
your
more
opinion on
genius
Louis?
than-
I like
Bill
Louis.
Burr.
I like Louis a lot. I think Louis is great.
I hear a lot of guys saying Bill Burr more than Louis, but I
Yeah.
like Louis more. But
Bill Burr's like the underdog now because he's just getting to like he's becoming kind of like a known comedian instead of just being like a comics comic. But
Yeah.
he's getting a lot of like recognition now.
Louis,
I think Bill's more is more solid. Sorry, than Louis.
no, that's fine. I was
Really?
just
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. But then again, I'm biased because there's so many characteristics of Louis that so many other people have ripped off.
Yeah.
That now when I watch him, I get irritated hearing those things,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though he's not ripping anybody off. He's the guy that created. But even just like adding extra words in like
Oh,
that's
people are trying to
the
sound
way-
exactly like Bill Burr
Yeah,
now?
no, I Louis.
So Louis-
has genius,
I see-
Louis has genius moments in his sets when I watch him, and then he has amazing shit. But he's
Now, like when the father died from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, were you sad?
no. Was I supposed to be? Was that a black thing? Was I supposed to send a wreath in the shape of a cell phone or something?
Well,
Why a cell phone?
That's a gang thing.
Oh,
Wreaths in the shape of cell phones.
or like a Mercedes symbol.
I just thought it was part of it's your people.
You know what? Maybe I'm like biased with Louis because everyone's Louis.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. That's why I
I'm
wanted to
biased.
ask you.
Because Louis, he's
But I-
brilliant.
Too much hype.
I think it's not even the hype. I think it's the fans of the band. I'm just tired of hearing Louis like it's
like
not
seeing-
it's not him.
Yeah.
He deserves the hype he has. I think it's just every comic.
Well, the same thing happened to me with Pink Floyd. I had to stop listening to them because of all the stoners at my high school that were just like, Pink Floyd hoodies all the time, man, smoke weed and listen to Floyd. Like,
Yeah.
you fucking nauseate me. And I just completely stopped listening to them for a long time.
Huh.
So that happened to me with Milli Vanilli.
Well, see, I put Chappelle on the genius level because he took that little tiny show, a sketch show, and fucking blew it up.
Yeah, and sketch shows don't do really well at
No.
Comedy Central.
He changed the genre of sketch shows. That's genius.
He was also not afraid. Like when you hear him talk about it, he wasn't afraid to walk away from it for like. I think he knew that it was gonna get cheesy or something or annoying, like you're talking about,
Yeah.
and he wanted to get away from it before it became, oh, you're still here. In a way, I think I'm not saying that was the main reason.
Yeah.
I think that might have been part of it. Like I think he can really see what's going on, like ahead before it happens.
Yeah, he's got vision.
He could have done something big for comedy though, before jumping out, because kids from my school that I would talk to they were obsessed with Chappelle's show, but had no idea that they were watching a sketch show. They had no idea what sketch comedy
Yeah,
was. They had no idea he was a stand-up as well.
Well, before him, it was Saturday Night Live with sketch.
Yeah.
I mean, there was elements of Chappelle. No, not even. Before him, it was Saturday Night Live, and then when Chappelle came along, it's like you couldn't do sketch like that anymore. Just couldn't. I was on Comedy Inc. and they were like, we can't do what we're doing. It's dated. It's old. It's live sketch format. It's just shitty. So like that's genius. Patton Oswalt, I think, is brilliant, but I don't know if that's genius.
I agree with that.
I haven't learned a lot. Listened to a lot of his stuff.
He's
actually.
brilliant. I just like his stuff is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
It not just like it's tight, but it's just like it's loose at the same time. Patrice O'Neal's genius to me because he did with when you watch that special Elephant in the Room. He's like what's that guy's name? My brain's going. He's like
What kind? Another comic or something?
yeah, older comic way back when Lenny Bruce. What Lenny
Okay.
Bruce was trying to do. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really?
Oh, why? Why Manolis?
Why? Because he's black.
He's part Greek too.
Because he's the first comic that I was like infatuated with. Like when I, he was this genius to me. Because I was like, I listened to his stand up. I was like, must have been 13 or 14 maybe.
How you were talking about how a sketch was with Dave Chappelle. That's what Eddie Murphy was for our generation as stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he spoke to us. It was just like, holy shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We couldn't believe it. We knew, like, because when I was watching, like, Delirious on VHS with my brother and all our friends from the neighborhood, we knew, like, our parents were, like, that we were allowed to rent movies, but We were allowed to rent it for some reason. We just rented. We knew we weren't allowed to have this fucking movie. We knew we couldn't, like. So as soon as my mom or dad walked down, you hear the fucking footsteps going down the stairs. We just knew we knew to turn off the VCR. As soon as it just turned off the VCR, it'd go back to the TV. And by the time my dad or mom got to the bottom of the stairs, we're just watching fucking Young and the Restless or whatever.
Mad about you.
Yeah, Mad About You.
I just sit there frustrated, pretending to watch it.
You foiled me again,
And as soon as they went back upstairs, just turned the VCR back on and just press play again. Like we just knew that we couldn't let our parents catch us watching this thing.
Yeah.
But we watched that fucking tape 100 times, if not more.
Really?
Oh yeah, Delirious is
Yeah, I
fucking.
listened to that. I had the cassette first, and I listened to that cassette over and over and over.
I don't even do that with stand up now. I'll like give it like maybe
Well,
a year and then listen to an
that
album
bit
again.
about his the family coming over for dinner, the
Uncle-
cookout.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the funniest things
But
I've
would-
ever heard.
Who's the chick that fell down the stairs?
Aunt Bunny.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh my God! Oh, it was. I've never heard anything so funny.
The thing that when she was falling down the stairs, it was like 2 minutes long or something like of like.
And I didn't know how he did it either. Like I couldn't tell you how he came up with that bit. Like I don't know how the
He
mechanics.
talking about
work.
Elvis. You know,
Yeah.
he's like Elvis can act. He had to sing his dialogue.
Loaded.
That cool, refreshing drink. Elvis, we gotta win this race. We gotta win this race. Elvis, would you like a drink? Lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink.
Yeah, he was funny. He was funny. There's some homophobia in it, but other than that, it's like he was hilarious.
It was the first like rock star comic too, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's
Leather and
he was the
stuff.
first one to do that kind of stuff.
I should go listen to it. I've never listened to Eddie Murphy other than I saw like his old Tonight Show spots. Or yeah.
Yeah, I just started watching those like recently.
They're good. They're funny.
Yeah, they're very tight.
Yeah.
Compared
Oh
to,
yeah.
they're so like.
You can tell he's a professional
Yeah.
comedian. It's almost like a lot of stand up today.
Yeah.
Whereas other Tonight Show spots at the time are kind of still like
Loose,
like
conversational.
well, yeah, and just old timey. Like
Yeah.
the jokes are I don't know how to put it, but
That's what the Eddie was like. It was like our generation could enjoy it. Russell has a tour T-shirt. You saw him at CNE of Delirious because he was recording all over. So he showed me the shirt he bought.
Fucking, that's awesome.
I know, isn't it?
Who was genius for you coming up?
Well, like Louis was my biggest
So
inspiration.
that's your Eddie Murphy?
From the get go, like from when you started.
Yeah, I started watching him pretty early on.
Did you know his other stuff before that?
What do you mean?
Like his stand up before he became the type of stand up that you know him now. He still has elements of the old stand up.
Oh yeah, like I used to watch all his stuff on YouTube, and,
Yeah.
and I saw like his HBO One Night Stand and
Yeah.
all that before his newer stuff.
He was very silly. Getting you on that one. He was extremely silly. He still has that silliness in him too.
Yeah, but not to that extent. But his brain, I don't know, I can just really vividly imagine the things he's saying, and I feel like everything he says, for me anyways, is like, oh my god, I think that too.
No, it's
You know what I
anchored in
mean?
reality, but his stuff goes off on tangents.
Right, but that shit, I do that too in my own head, or like me and my cousin's sense of humor. It can be silly as well. It's just like yeah, me and my cousin used to go off on all these what if scenarios.
Yeah.
And they'd all go on crazy things, but even like, yeah, there's some of his bits where I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and he does that, but I get where he's going with it, and I like when a bit becomes something that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then not for too long, and then back to the point
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was making, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to exaggerate like that to get the point across.
Yeah. Well, that's comedy.
So, yeah.
what about having like I like to me the Bill Hicks and Doug Stanhope are my two favorites. I would say that they're genius.
Uh-huh.
And what I like about them is they're not one of the things I like their comedy, but I also like how they're willing to try to make a point, like try to actually
Yeah.
say something.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Louis does that? Like, does he have? I feel like he's more of like like almost like the points are accidental, like he's just being himself and he's not really trying. That's what he comes across as. But I feel like he consciously tries to say things, like tries to use his stand-up to say stuff.
Yeah,
Do you like that?
I do. But yeah, because he's not being too political about it.
Yeah.
I don't really. I personally don't enjoy political comedy. I don't think he's doing that. More or less, just observing human behavior and stuff.
So you think he's more making points just that he believes are true? That he has no agenda with them. He's just
Yeah,
arguing
I
the thing
think
he
he's
believes.
just. Yeah, I don't know. I go watch some of his specials and I leave them with a new perspective, kind of, or like a more clear understanding. Because that's what I see. I relate, and I find him really funny because we all think the same shit, right? But maybe not to the point that he explains it and opens up
Yeah.
humor and ridiculousness in everyday life.
He can say a few things that we've all like thought of but
Yeah.
never connected together.
I like that now when I have moments that remind me of something he said, and that happens
Yeah.
often for me. Everything, even like the little, like when he talks that bit about how he flies first class and
Yeah.
and he sees like soldiers,
Yeah.
American soldiers flying coach, and he could at any point offer up his seat to a soldier, but he never does. But that's okay because the thought alone of doing it is good enough for him. He feels proud for having thought of doing such a nice thing.
I love that bit.
And that's such a, for one, it's a very honest thing to say. You know what I mean? And it's true. Like maybe not to that. I mean, well, like even that, like there would have been a nice thing. He's not saving countries or anything.
Yeah.
But he could have done a nice thing. But I have moments like that all the time where I think of doing something really nice.
So then you would like.
And then I don't, but I feel proud of myself for thinking it, which is why I particularly found that bit funny. But now when those moments happen, I think it reminds me of his bit, and I think that
Do you
makes
like
a good
Bill Burr?
comic where something happens and you go, oh, that's just like what Louis C.K.
Are
said.
you into Bill Burr?
Yeah.
What do you think, Casey? Who's your favorite?
We're talking about genius.
Well, I
Okay,
assume.
favorite genius. Who's your favorite?
Who's your
My
favorite
Favorite
genius?
genius.
I'd have to say Burr or Doug Stanhope. Why are you guys laughing?
No, because he's.
I was looking at Mace's lip.
Yeah.
So,
Make sure you
what do we
make it
got?
Doug Stanhope is amazing.
Yeah,
He is amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, he's one of my favorite by far. But what got me into stand up is like it embarrasses me. Like, well, I got into it young when my dad used to give me. He gave me like cassettes of Carlin and like Cheech and Chong stuff, and I was way too young to be listening to this shit. Like I heard 7 Words You Can't Say on TV when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And like the Cheech and Chong stuff, like I had no idea what this fucking giant joint was on this cassette, but I was listening to it every day.
Yeah, I remember listening to that like crazy.
And that made me get into Sandler because it was like, oh, there's another like sketchy.
Those
type
early
album.
tapes or CDs were really good with Sandler.
Yeah. Oh, I re-listened to them recently. They still hold up. They're still pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then, like as I got older, when I wanted to start doing stand up, I started listening to Dane Cook, and now that's what I'm embarrassed about. But
I was
I like-
embarrassed.
because I don't know. That's what made me want
Dane
to do
Cook's
it.
good at what Dane Cook does.
Yeah,
I
but-
still think he's all right. I like him.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
I
nothing
have
right. Dane Cook's
a lot of
really
his
good at what Dane
CDs.
Cook does.
I
Yeah,
It's
seen
not
him do
my
it.
style of comedy,
exactly.
but it's nothing to be.
You don't.
embarrassed
I think you don't like his fans more than you don't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah, and I also don't like the stigma that goes along with being a Dane Cook fan.
Yeah, but I see guys who like hate Dane Cook and they do exactly what Dane Cook does on
Buddy,
stage.
I see Dan Cook do crowd work and he's fucking amazing.
Mhm.
Like I never think this guy was. I did thought he was all about bits. I've seen him riff. I saw him like 5 nights in a row riff with the crowd for a half an hour every night in L.A. And he was like every night he was just boom, 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 on top of it. Like I didn't expect him to be that amazing, that he even could riff with the crowd.
Well, he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised no one mentioned Carlin as in their genius.
Yeah, I would say I would put Carlin in.
Carlin-
he was my first like favorite comic for the
Same
first
here.
year of doing stand up. Yeah,
That's where Louis C.K. reminds me of. That's why part of me is not.
and
Louis C.K. I would say is funnier though. I go like if you go back and watch Carlin, I don't laugh that much. He used to be my favorite. I'm
Very
not knocking him.
theatrical.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He was fun. Wait. Carlin was funnier earlier or later?
I think he was funnier earlier, except for his last. I really loved his
The
last
last
special.
special's amazing.
Yeah. But the most of the end stuff wasn't that funny. It was still, I think, brilliant. I don't know why. I guess I shouldn't. I haven't watched it in so long. I don't remember most of it. I just know that now when I go back and watch clips, it's like I don't like get like a good natural laugh.
That's an absolute change.
Yeah.
I always thought, for me, like Carlin, I do like him, but like his like, when you listen to Lenny Bruce, is it Lenny Bruce
Yeah.
his buddy, right?
Yeah, Lenny Bruce was his mentor. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
he's
whatever.
like he's got it like Lenny Bruce. He's got he has mannerisms.
Yeah.
And I think Carlin has some of his mannerisms.
No one said Pryor either.
I mean,
Well, you were
part,
supposed to say
I
that.
know.
you already said Arsenio Hall, so
And, yeah, but I did say Arsenio Hall as a genius.
and Chappelle
And Chappelle.
and Patrice.
And Patrice.
And
don't
Uncle
wanna-
Phil.
and Uncle
Yeah,
Phil.
he said it, but I agreed. Nobody said Pryor,
Yeah,
which is the originator of truth in comedy. Right?
How about
I
like Eddie
remember that saying
Murphy?
prior. But you said Eddie.
No, but Eddie Murphy when he
Yeah.
did Party all the time with Rick James.
Yeah, he has another song out
Who
with
does?
Snoop Dogg.
Who does?
What?
Eddie Murphy.
No, he
Like
doesn't.
current?
Yeah, I saw a video for it.
You ever see the video for Eddie Murphy? My girl wants to party all the time.
Yeah,
You seen it?
yeah.
I've seen the video, yeah.
That's so good. Because it's like Rick James is in the sound booth part, like just
Yeah,
doing,
he's like,
just
Just doing nothing.
just doing pretend like he's tweaking everything.
Yeah, he's
And-
over some guy's shoulder. Right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But like by near the end of the song, he's he's going like this with his thumbs up.
Yeah.
We got it. Like, it's like the video's about them capturing the best moment of the
Of the song. It's not making the song. It's the video.
The video is them.
Wait a minute.
The video
You have to
is
explain
them.
this to me
The
again.
video is them recording the song, but him
Okay.
tweaking the soundboard. But Eddie Murphy just sings the song.
Yeah.
But as the song goes, it goes back to Rick James. And
Yeah.
He's like, oh, maybe this one needs to go a little bit
He's
more up.
over. There's a studio guy there. There's
Yeah.
an engineer, but he's over his shoulder doing like.
Like he's perfecting the song
Yeah, like-
as they're recording. Not at any point where you go, okay, we got the levels perfect. We got to do it again now.
Levels are
From the
Don't
first
worry
half
about
of
it.
this song, it'll build.
That'd be a horrible video. It's an hour-long video.
Okay, the last videos with Rick James just sitting there doing nothing finally because the levels are all perfect.
Smoking crack on his couch.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug.
But it's that's genius.
Yeah. Do you think a lot? That's the thing about a lot of the guys that people list as genius or
Pat,
like
jump
just
in on
brilliant.
You gonna come in on this one?
He's covering our social media
Yeah.
aspect of the
I'm
podcast.
sure he is.
Live tweeting.
Are you?
Are we live? This is a trip. What are you gonna say?
No, it's just a lot of those guys are like erratic personalities and like addicts that not only did drugs, but some of them attribute their talent to drugs.
Ah, okay, you did here.
Thank you. I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
trying.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
been trying to be
Yeah, it's
toward
good.
this episode.
Good.
But do you guys think that drugs can actually trigger creative growth or growth as a comedian specifically?
I want to know what you think.
I used to smoke weed and it used to help, but then now I look back on it, I'm like, might not have helped.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you. But that's me.
See, that's what I
just me,
wonder. Whether it's
personally.
just justification, like you're doing drugs. It's easy to. I imagine it's easy to be like, well, I know this helps me do this thing.
But like,
rather
I
than-
don't know, like, cause some guy might take mushrooms like Bill Hicks, go in the woods, and then come up with all that shit that he comes up with.
That's the thing. I
So,
watched
I don't
that American last night,
Yeah.
and obviously Bill Hicks doesn't say his piece, but all his friends were saying like they attribute that to like when he really started to change as a comic, when he took mushrooms and
Yeah.
then started drinking.
I think it's our job to push boundaries in life
Mm-hmm.
and to take chances. I don't think I'll do coke. I'll try it at all, but I think it's our job to push things. Because if you're just like I spent the last few days inside, and it's just like your mind just turns to mush. And you don't write that. You don't write a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
So the more stuff you do, the more experiences you have. Like you say, right? Like Like my wife's always like, you gotta get out and go places. Like if I'm in a town, I gotta go explore because that's just before the show. It gets your mind going. So like even taking mushrooms, I don't know. That's for me. I'm not a drug guy, but that's yeah.
I think that a lot of the time with, like even with musicians, a lot of the time artistic people are not prone to do drugs. I think people that do drugs do it because they have that like the left brain or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit, what was this? I lost my path because I'm too stoned right now.
I don't know.
I think everything I've seemed to have written up to this point, I've been sober. But I mean, some things that I think like the drugs I have taken, I think sometimes you talk about situations after the fact, sober, about when you were high. So I mean, I guess there's a relation in that sense, but I don't know. I think if your brain just works a certain way, it works a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think you're high. You just probably don't even want to write and just fucking think.
It
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be a very popular thing in comedy with comics coming up.
Really?
It is for some people, but a lot of comics, it doesn't seem like it's like the guys that are on that cusp or there don't seem as like how they were in the 70s and the 80s.
I find myself going like, I just trying to figure out how many days can I go without getting drunk now. Like where I don't think about getting like, oh, I want to get high. I'm thinking like, oh, I got a problem. Like I'm gonna try to see how long I can go without I quit smoking. I'm just like, I haven't had a smoke in a year. I think of it as like how much longer can I go without a cigarette?
See, but like for me, alcoholism is useless for stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking mushrooms and shit like that, I can see that helping. Maybe even, but alcoholism is just less fucking useless.
What about Stanhope? He often drinks. Like he has to drink.
But how drunk do you really know if he's that drunk?
Well, I'm sure he's not drunk, but you know, like that level of tipsy.
His level of being drunk is his tolerance is so.
It's so high.
He's not really. Trust me, he's not as drunk as you think he is. But I think that guy's brain just works a certain way.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what you throw on it; it's gonna fucking go.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he'd be fine sober. I think he'd be funny sober.
But see, that's what's
Probably
weird.
won't be.
That's what I find weird. I would think the same thing as you. Like, I think that those guys have just their mind works a certain way. There's something inherent about them that's smart, but then they often attribute their own talent to drugs. Like, he says that he couldn't, that what makes him good at comedy is he took, hallucinogens to expand his mind, and then he smoked cigarettes to help him write it all down, and then alcohol gives him the confidence to go to perform
See,
it.
I wouldn't want to rely.
I agree.
wouldn't
That's
wanna rely on
but
shit,
that's just a bit.
Yeah, but I feel like he
Like,
actually
it's probably
thinks
true to it, but it's clever.
Yeah, like
the way that specifically, the way he said it, I'm sure is an exaggeration.
all comics I don't trust, like in terms of what they say is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Even Bill Hicks, it's not all 100% true.
Yeah.
Everything's exaggerated or everything's manipulated.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how true.
And especially when people are recalling it, like now that he's dead, they're gonna be like, that's when he changed,
Yeah.
whereas really it could have just been a coincidence.
You know, I played the Velveeta Room in Austin, and they have, before you go on stage, Bill Hicks' rules of doing stand-up. Like, it's like never repeat a joke, always go out with nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And my wife's like, Bill
That's
Hicks
weird.
repeats a lot of shit.
I've heard him
Yeah.
do jokes in interviews
I heard him do
as a
jokes
bit.
on different albums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's tons of that. There are whole albums that are almost. That's all. Like most of it has been done on another album.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't like it when it's like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything from this album anymore. Whatever, dude. Just keep slugging along. Eventually, there's a bunch of jokes you don't do anymore because you got all these new jokes.
I hate
Yeah.
the hour thing. I'm going to write a new hour every year.
Yeah.
You hate that?
We don't have that gym.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
hear.
Yeah. But they don't have it in New York either, right?
New York does.
Yeah, but not on the level that Louis C.K. has it. Not on the level
Yeah.
that Chris Rock
Oh, okay.
has
Yeah,
I thought
like,
you meant you
You're
hated
famous
those
to get on
guys.
stage every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can walk into full rooms. And get
Full
a spot.
rooms and do like a half an hour if you want, and no one's gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Louis, can you get off?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but us, we can go to. Sure, we can hit 3 empty open mics.
Yeah.
We're lucky if we get 5 minutes in a month. And
But-
it's in Hamilton.
Imagine like one of us going right now to like Caroline's in New York, right?
I probably.
And then and you get a spot. What?
I wouldn't even get a seat in the
But you
club.
go, you get a spot, and then you chose to go. You know what? I'm not. I got a few more jokes I need to work out. I think I'm just gonna do 45 right now.
You guys don't mind, right?
Right? And you, no, you don't even say. You just do it because why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Matt,
Or just you drop
they
it.
and you don't get off stage until you want to finish. You know what happened? A police officer would come up on stage because they call one, and they would arrest you.
All right, forgive it. This is some Irish dude. All right, let's go. Let's get
Twirling
going.
at my
Yeah.
time.
I've seen Chris Rock walk into. He's another genius there too. I guess.
Yeah.
An awesome comic.
I heard somebody. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Somebody told me he has writers.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
He had writers for the movie, so he was working on remember that movie?
But that's fine.
My block party?
I heard.
No,
I've heard
yeah.
four stand up.
He was doing.
No, that was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was laughing.
No, Chris Rock.
They're all the same.
Chris Rock works out in rooms, but like all the other stand-ups. But he had writers.
To tweak it.
He was doing the monologue from lines from that movie Down to Earth.
Right.
So he had Wanda Sykes and a whole bunch of other people on the side, and he was just working at the monologue for an hour. He's
But
bombing like
that's
crazy.
for a movie,
Yeah.
right? I heard for his stand up, which I haven't seen any other proof of.
I'm not sure if he does. He probably does.
You know who told Jason Rouse and another guy, Cedric Newman told me that.
There's a trusted source.
Cedric's black.
Sorry. He is.
So
I
he's a
didn't mean that
genius.
sarcastically.
Why would you say that?
I meant that seriously. I didn't mean that sarcastically. He is a trusted source.
Listen, I've heard that too, but I don't.
Yeah.
I need proof.
Yeah.
So I don't want to believe. I don't know. I just don't believe it for some reason.
Same.
I think. Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, anyways,
That's the point. We
So-
don't know.
what else? Is there anything else besides Genius?
The Mars thing, but I don't really know much about it. So I think we're good. Do we have enough for an
Yeah, we
episode?
got more than enough.
Yeah,
I gotta
Alex.
get rolling too.
Yeah, we're
We'll meet you down there.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, that was the podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes and rate and comment. Do you guys want to add anything? Anybody?
I'm Manolis, I guess.
Let's just cut this.